Morning everyone. So today I'm on a crack repair to a cracked front panel. I have done the rear repair already. I should have really recorded it, but I haven't. Weather's good. And then on here there was a massive crack. So what you've got to do is you've basically got to create, I haven't done it with this, so there's a bit of crap in there. It was just basically a split through it. So what I've done is I've actually notched either side, so it gives me an area to fiberglass. So I'll fiberglass that, obviously I'll fill it out, fill that up, and then I'll come out. So yeah, the fiberglass will fill there, and it'll probably come to there and there. I'll sand most of that off, and then I'll give it a nice big skim to spread it so you don't see it. Sand that off probably 2 or 3 times, filler, and then obviously feather it in, and then blow it in with some primer, address which areas need doing, and then obviously do that until I'm at a stage where I'm satisfied with the repair, and then we'll apply some coat. So I'll get the filler in, get it all clean now because there's a bit of crap in there, get the crap out, get it cleaned, and then I'll fiberglass it, and then I'll come back to you and show you what I'm doing. So yeah, so I've just applied the fiberglass. So as you can see, if I just go a bit closer, it's filled the void nicely, and I've just spread it over either side. So there's a good thickness of around about 5 or 6 mil in there, and then obviously that'll tie in the two together because I've scuffed up the edges. And then I'll let that fully cure, and then we'll give it a good sand, see what needs doing, maybe a touch more fiberglass over it, sand that off, and then we'll give it another coat of body filler, then sand that off, see how I'm happy with it or not. If I'm happy with it, we'll give it a coat of primer, let that go off, sand it, see if there's any highs and low spots. If they need filling, we'll give it another second coat of skim, and then sand it off, and we'll go from there then. Alright, cheers for now. Hey up, it's only me again. This is why I'm never going to be a successful YouTuber. So I sanded it, carried on, got carried away as I normally do with my jobs, sanded it all nice and flat, and I've just given it its first coat of skim filler. So I've basically just sanded like you saw, so I was at a point where I was happy with it, and then I've just, obviously, as you can see, it's that small line there, but I've gone to there and I've gone to there. So I'll flatten this off, and then it'll get ever so slightly bigger where the filler area is, just so you can lose that area, because otherwise if you have that and all of a sudden it's just like 1/2 inch either side, all of a sudden you've got a lump, and it just makes the repair obvious. So I know it's a little bit more work and a bit more filling and stuff like that, but obviously the bigger the repair, the less likelihood is you're going to see any of it once it's finished and the windows are shut and everything's all painted and back together. Yeah, so I can only apologise. This is the problem with me. Plus we're meant to have a storm today, and at the moment we have got clouds and blue sky. It's a little bit windy, but other than that it's not actually too bad, and it was meant to be horrific. So I wasn't planning on doing this today, but as the weather is on my side at the moment, I'm just cracking on with it. So I can only apologise, and we'll get better eventually. So yeah, just give me a smack on the wrist and tell me I'm a naughty boy. So alright, cheers for now, bye bye. So back at it. So yeah, sanded obviously that first layer of filler, got it fairly flat, to be honest. With the fiberglass I got quite flat. I've skimmed on the filler, let that go off. If you mix it really well on a flat surface, you generally get it so it goes on without any bits or lumps, and if you don't play with it too long, then you get it where you leave it. Do not carry on with it. Even if you feel like you have to, just walk away, let it go off, and give it another coat if it needs it. So I've just wet flatted that. So I'd sanded off that with my sanding pad so it's flat. I'm very happy with the finish. It's nice and smooth. And then I've just gone over it with a wet 1200 wet and dry. I'll give that a primer now and see if I'm happy with it. So I'll just clean it off. I'll mask off the areas. I'll give it a prime, and then I'll come back to you and see what you think. If it needs a bit more filler, then I'll give it a sand. I'll apply another coat of fillers just in the areas, sand that off, wet flatten it again, and then get to the point where I'm happy with it, where we can primer it permanently. I'll let that fully cure for a good hour or so, wet flat that off, and then I'll blast some paint on it. All right, cheers for now. So just a quick follow-up. Managed to thankfully beat the weather. Starting to, wind's died down a bit now, but it's getting very grey, so I'd expect rain soon. Yeah, that's the repair done. Obviously once the paint's hardened, I'll be able to give it a bit of a, probably a 1200 wet and dry sand, and then I'll mop the front panel up so it all blends in. It's a pretty good match anyway, to be honest. It's a fairly newish caravan, so the paints, they're never perfect matches, but and the manufacturers won't actually give the codes out. They're a pain in the arse for that. But yeah, I've just come along here. Obviously the crack was sort of there, straight down, as you can see, completely gone now, and it's nice and straight. With me feathering it out, you know, over the wider space, you lose it. So all right, hope that helps, guys. Take care for now.